Hello everybody and welcome to Night Ghost 49 as we watch the Studio Rumble match. We're in week 2 of the actual tournament, the bracket 2 of the tournament. We have WildWorks versus Blizzard Entertainment. And on the team of WildWorks, we have a very interesting matchup. Phaser is playing the Lost Vikings. We have Nazeebo being played by Blind Goat. Pyro Kitty has Falstead. We have Anub'arak by, is it Culls Fox? Oh, I totally messed it up. Uther's playing Azure Spectre here on Blizzard. I messed up your name. I'm sorry, friend. We've got Thurden playing as Johanna. We've got Jaina with Baby Seal. Vala is being played by Boom Shaka. And then we also have Lobster Johnson being played by Rhaegar. We have EDC with Zagara here at the bottom. Oh, the creep tumors are real. Let's take a look here at the top. Oh, there's some shenanigans about to go down. Everybody's waiting in the wings to see what goes on. It looks like Jaina's probably trying to tempt him to come out here and see what they're going to do. We've got the increased tumors here for Zagara. This is going to give them that extra range that they definitely need. Anub'arak comes in. Johanna's actually, she's so tanky. I'm not even worried about this engagement, honestly. The zombie wall does come in there and almost get Anub'arak trapped, but Blind Goat was smart enough to actually disengage that. And it just fun. Now, bottom lane, looks like the Vikings are the... Oh, Phaser's the only one holding this off. He needs to be very careful, and he's actually holding this bottom as well, but he's being sneaky with one of his Vikings and being stealth. So they're actually still gaining XP, even though they're up here with 4 heroes. Now, Phaser is being healed by Uther, but... oh, no! Baby Seal is taking out the first blood! Goes for Team WildWorks against Blizzard. They do take down Jaina. Now these early team kills, honestly, they don't do a whole lot. They don't give a whole lot of XP, but they're psychologically a little bit of that, you know, like that it can get to you if you let it, and you shouldn't. So Phaser's going to continue to lane down here. Zagara's probably going to hold this position. We've got some engagements coming in down here. Looks like Thurden with Johanna is actually holding down this line. Abathur's taking a ton of damage from Jaina. Needs to be very careful, but does disengage. Blind Goat takes a bit more damage. Balog looks like he goes down here in this middle lane. Honestly, against Rhaegar and Vala, that's just a ton of damage for one Viking to take. So not surprising. Now, with that being said, it looks like Blizzard is getting a slight lead because this middle lane is being soaked by their team and not by WildWorks. Looks like the top shrine is being held by WildWorks, bottom shrine being held by Blizzard Entertainment. They're going to actually rotate down here to the bottom and probably just contest the middle here, let them get the shrine and set up a trap. Because it looks like Team Blizzard has actually gone and got both of the shrines for the Dragon Knight. Looks like Uther needs to continue to heal. Blind Goat's actually got to heal here, but Anub'arak needs a bit more love because Jaina's going to come in here and actually probably focus him down, but no. Falstead comes in and saves the thing, and he's actually chasing down Baby Seal. Is he going to be able to take it down? It is. Uther does shoot in there and do even more healing. Boom Shakalaka holding back Phaser here, and looks like a lot of back and forth here in this middle lane. Blizzard is still ahead on XP, though a good hit down there on Lobster Johnson there on Rhaegar, but he is able to heal and back away, so he is perfectly fine. It's kind of funny, they're just going to hold this middle and gain some more XP. They are actually behind because it looks like Zagara is pushing this bottom lane, which she does so well. She's such a bully. And then Johanna is actually pushing the top here, but Phaser is doing a fantastic job of microing his 3 Vikings down here. I have no idea how he does that. It's so awesome. But it looks like Jaina is actually doing quite a bit of damage here with Vala. This is a very dangerous combination, even though it's technically, what, a 3.35 against 2. Jaina and Vala are going to do quite well, but wow, Anub'arak took so much damage in the last engagement. He has to back up, and honestly, Team Blizzard could come in here very easily and grab the Dragon Knight. Now, it is only 3 minutes in. Grabbing this first Dragon Knight's not going to be the most important thing in the world, but that's probably why they're actually biding time and doing team fights right here. And Uther's doing a great job of healing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats here for healing and so on. Phaser's Lost Viking here is actually in a little bit of trouble. If Rhaegar comes in, he can probably do quite a bit of damage to him. If we look at Uther, he's done over 2,000 healing, and it looks like Rhaegar has done about 1,300 here as well. It looks like they're focusing down Phaser here on the Lost Viking, so a little bit of XP there. Keep in mind, the Lost Viking does not get full XP. And Anub'arak is going in. He goes in for the hard engage. He does use some hardened shields, but that is not enough to save him. He is taken down. And it looks like Blizzard has taken control of the middle and top lane. But WildWorks, their thought there was to come down here and at least get this shrine. So they gave up middle. They tried to contest until this bottom shrine was picked up. So a lot of back and forth. And honestly, the XP is really close. Both of them have level 6 talents. They're going to push this middle. One tower is down and the wall. So I would say Blizzard's definitely have an advantage here because WildWorks has not been able to actually push their lane. They've been going for those hero fights. It looks like Eric was taken out here in this bottom lane, trying to engage here with Zagara, which is extremely dangerous. Now, Zagara player has not been able to actually leave this lane, and quite frankly, it's actually been good because she has to hold that down and make sure that Wildworks doesn't come in and actually cap down. Now, Blizzard's going to have this bottom shrine. Oh, she actually backs away. I wonder if this is for a bit of a taunt to have him come in here. And Johanna's coming in there to get this shrine as well. Looks like Wildworks is trying to secure the top one and hold on to this middle lane as well. Phaser has to be very careful. Honestly, a couple Lost Viking kills or deaths is not actually that bad, but Johanna is focused. Uther doing some body blocks there. We missed a bit of that fight, but a 4v1, even if you're Johanna, is very difficult to live through. Now, one thing we do need to note, because there were 4 at the top, Blizzard has been able to take an advantage. They have about a quarter level lead on Team Wildworks. Now, Phaser is actually going to, if he can scoot up Olaf here, he's going to be able to get some XP. But it looks like middle lane, there's going to be a bit of an engagement. And if you look, the positioning here is very interesting. We've got Jaina and Vala right in the front, with Rhaegar supporting in the back, keeping them alive, allowing them to do some disengagement. They're doing tons of damage. And look, Team Wildworks comes in and splits up the entirety of their team. Baby Seal has to back away. EDC is coming in to do even more damage here as Wildworks tries to flank. But all in all, that was a good engagement. But nobody died. Blizzard does get both of the shrines, but here's an interesting strategy. We're 6 minutes in and no Dragon Knight. Belog is taken down. Looks like top lane Jaina or Johanna decided to go ahead and go for it. Oh wait, no, that's Olaf right there. Where's Belog? Belog was here in the middle. He was taken out during the middle of the skirmish. I didn't actually see that. My bad. So Lobster Johnson's actually doing a great job of healing. He's doing 2,300 there, but Uther's actually out healing him quite well, keeping their team alive. Oh, the Dragon Knight's ready. But we do have a cap here at the bottom by Wildworks, and everything is seen here because of the creep tumors. So Blizzard knows what's going on. They can see the enemy players coming in there and actually holding that. I keep missing all these kills here, but it looks like Jaina chased down Olaf right here at the fountain. Dang, that's a pretty tough engagement there. Now it looks like we've got Wildworks trying to set something up over here. Here's the thing, they see it because of the creep tumor. So this is Zagara really adding so much utility to the team here for Team Blizzard. Not only is she granting vision, she's also doing a lot of damage and doing some good backup stuff here as well. But she has vision of everything down here because of the creep tumors. That bottom shrine is basically in lock. Yeah, they don't have... Oh, we got a good zombie wall, but ancestral healing. Rhaegar's just not going to mess around. He's going to keep their Zagara alive. That's how important here. Now, it looks like Nazeebo is taking quite a bit of damage there. Blind Go. If we go ahead and look at the talents, I think Nazeebo went for Death Ritual, so he's going to be stacking as many of those last kills on minions as he can, because it adds more to his health and mana. And so it's actually going to give him a lot of survivability in the late game. Now, the interesting thing is, we haven't seen him lane too much. There's been a lot of team engagements, so I'm not too sure his stacks are actually going to be that high. But we do have minions actually being engaged on Blizzard. They're pushing Wildworks Siege minions right here. Are they going to be able to hold it? Are they going to actually push for this? Oh, we've got a Shock and Awe. It's not actually called Shock and Awe. We have a good Maw coming in. And Ring of Frost. And Nubrak does go down, but there's no follow-up here to take out Pyro Kitty and Blind Goat. And Nazeebo comes in with the zombie wall, hitting Baby Seal, but there's still not enough follow-up. Oh, she barely gets away. Is Rhaegar going to be able to heal her? Oh my gosh, that is so incredibly close. EDC taking quite a bit of damage. So Lost Vikings are definitely doing a good job of holding down this bottom and getting some XP. But wow, massive team engagements. Johanna's completely uncontested here, which is very interesting because she was pushing the crap out of this lane. If you look, she got Night takes Pawn. She takes out minions very quickly. But we're going to go ahead and look at the ultimates as well. Lost Vikings went with Play Again. It's like that runic thing. Oh, we've got our first Dragon Knight going for Nazeebo. Is he going to be able to get him? Uther tries to heal him, but it looks like a bit of a misclick there because he uses Divine Shield on a Nubrak, and Nubrak's just going toe-to-toe with the Dragon Knight. Lobster Johnson is actually being focused by Falstead. He's going to use Ancestral Healing on himself, and Jaina's going to come back in and do even more damage. Is he going to be able to be taken down? Is he going to barrel roll and get out of the way? No, it looks like Jaina's doing a ton of damage, but he's got barely enough left. He is taken out. Olaf is taken out as well, and it looks like Team Wildworks is going to have to back off just a little bit, and Nubrak's so low, and so Jaina actually finishes him off and is chasing down Uther. I think Uther's going to be fine, though. He's probably going to be able to self-kill, and fighting under the tower is just not a good idea. So the Dragon Knight is able to push them back. Blizzard's doing a great job of continuing to get XP. They're one level ahead. They got the first Dragon Knight, and they are definitely pushing that advantage. So Wildworks needs to hold everything at the key. They need to choose their engagements very wisely because the Dragonite is extremely powerful, even at this level. Oh, and we've got a Vengeful Spirit from Nazeebo doing quite a bit of damage to everyone. And then we have the Hinterland Blast. I want to call it Shotgun Hollow. It's what it used to be called. EDC's taking quite a bit of damage as well. So Olaf is taken down. Was that top lane? Looks like top lane Olaf was taken down. Honestly, this Johanna player is doing some serious damage. Wildworks probably wants to rethink just leaving Olaf up there. Because Olaf, even though he's a bit of a tank, he's not a Johanna, that's for sure. Now, they're going to go ahead and take... Blizzard is taking the bottom siege camp again. We've got a Hearth coming out here from the Jaina, going back to get some mana. Nazeebo and... well, it looks like the majority of the team is going to go that top lane. Wildworks needs to go in and actually soak XP and get 14 and even up with the other team. One level disadvantage is not too bad, but a talent disadvantage is really not going to help. Oh, it looks like, excuse me, 14. It's 13 over talent. Now from Team Wildworks, they've got Divine Shield from Uther. We've got Ravenous Spirit from Nazeebo. Play Again from Lost Vikings that allows them to fully heal and come back to life. Hinterland Blast and Locust Swarm from Anubarak, which is some really good talents here to allow him to have a sustain and do some additional damage. Look at that. We've got Bruisers and Siege minions here. Vaser with one Viking's not going to be able to do this. And yeah, it looks like Team Wildworks is rotating down here. Now from Team Blizzard, we do have Devouring Maw, Frost Ring, which is an interesting choice. Balog was taken out there in the middle lane. It looks like top lane Olaf's probably going to be focused down really well. But the minions are probably going to help him quite a bit. But oh, the Ring of Frost is just going to hurt him. Honestly, he could probably use his ability to get out, but he is actually focused down by Jaina. We do have Reign of Vengeance from Vala, Falling Sword from Johanna, which we haven't actually seen used much, and then we've seen the Ancestral Healing from Rhaegar a ton. Oh, he's using it on himself right now to try to get away. Is he going to go Wolf Form and back off? EDC has taken a lot of damage. That is such a good maw! And are they going to follow up with the damage? Oh, they're doing so much Divine Shield coming out! And Pyro Kitty's actually able to get out of the way. Going to be able to stun that Jaina. And looks like they're going for Rhaegar as well. And that Vengeful Spirit. What a good turn. What an amazing team fight there. Wow, I was really anticipating Blizzard to be able to finish that off, but it looks like they popped their ultimates a little too quickly. We had Reign of Vengeance coming down too soon from Vala, and then they were able to follow up and do a ridiculous amount of damage. And this is what I'm talking about. Pyro Kitty came in here, used his Z ability to actually just fly in very quickly and try to cap that, but Johanna was there waiting, and he's not going to contest that. Now this bottom lane, out of ammo, we got Bruiser camps pushing down here. Honestly, they definitely still need to focus on this. They've got team members of Blizzard not alive. They could definitely afford to go down there and do this. I know they're thinking they want to get the shrine, but if that pushes into the keep, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. So we're going to have to see how they actually react to this. Vala is actually pushing down here in the middle, and it looks like the entirety of the Blizzard team has come back. Blizzard is still about a half a level ahead, so that means Wildworks has actually begun to gain an advantage. And it looks like we've got a lot of fighting down here in the middle. We've got Hydras coming out here from EDC. Jaina's doing a lot of damage and takes out Balog, but doesn't actually go for Blind Goat yet, but he is being focused down. Jaina is on the mount and able to take down Nazeebo with that Frost Shot. Man, Jaina's doing some serious work this game. So some really good plays from both teams. Some clutch plays here from Vaser. He's actually coming down here and get the shrine from the Lost Viking that can actually shield him, or excuse me, stealth himself. And there we go again. Olaf and Johanna going back and forth, trading blows. They do stop this push just in time to actually keep the towers up and going. So that's a good play there from Wildworks. And Blizzard's actually rotating back up the top. They're just not going to deal with Olaf anymore in any of his shenanigans. Now it looks like Vala's actually in a bit of a bad position, but it looks like their team's actually circling in on her again. So it should be fine. Uther's just saying hello. He's just walking in there like, I don't care. He went in here to actually disrupt the shrine. Now, again, we can look at the tumors here from Zagara, doing a good job of keeping vision. Actually giving a speed boost here as well. Zagara comes down here and takes out one of the Lost Vikings, so they can get that shrine here as well. So Blizzard's going to have both shrines. This fight in the middle might decide a good chunk of this game. No keeps have been taken down, but we have lost 2 forts on Wildworks' side. A lot of fighting back and forth. Jaina's abilities are so hard. Uther saves Pyro Kitty, but Falling Sword comes down and stuns Pyro Kitty, but doesn't actually finish it off. We've got a Devouring Maw coming in on Nazeebo. Really good ability. Anubarak is feeling for his team. He's doing exactly what he needs to do as a tank. And Nazeebo is actually really out of position and is taken out by Jaina again because she does so much damage. Honestly, her slows are just wrecking the team right here. But honestly, Uther is keeping them alive so well. His Divine Shield has saved their players so many times. And Olaf, it looks like, was taken out, not in the bottom lane, because we've got... Oh, Vaser's actually bringing them all back. Gonna push this bottom lane. I love that. I love that he loves playing Lost Vikings. I was so excited to see that. Looks like Jaina's gonna try to cap this top. In that whole mess of chaos, Vaser was able to go and get the Lost Vikings and cap the top and bottom shrines. We've got a lot of damage coming in from Nubrek, and the ultimate from Vala does work on a Nubrek. The Hinterland Blast coming in from Falstead and actually disrupts them and allows Uther to peel. So really good teamwork here. Really good teamwork. And honestly, Vaser has been peeling for his team. A loss from them, from a Lost Viking, is not as bad. It's a third of a death. It's just like a Murky, right? So you don't have to worry about that as much. Looks like some of these tumors were cleaned out a little bit. We have bottom lane being pushed by with Lost Vikings as well. Top lane was capped. This top shrine again was capped by Vaser. So he's doing a very good job of forcing Team Blizzard to go back and forth. This Zagara has had to drop down to this bottom lane so many times just to deal with, you know, a little Lost Viking. And she can. Like, look how quickly she takes him down. But she had to do it. She had to cap that shrine, and she had to use up all of her abilities instead of using it on a hero that would give full XP. Pyrokid needs to be a little bit careful, but probably not worry too much. And the Team Blizzard does grab the Dragon Knight again, so 2 Dragon Knights going to Team Blizzard. None for Wildworks, and really good back and forth. Now, Wildworks needs to be very careful. They need to pick their engagements very well because we've got 1 level away from 20. They've got an opportunity here to play defensive. Okay, we've got a Shrink Ray coming out on the Dragon Knight. Such a good play. And we've got the ultimate from the Lost Vikings just coming in right in the middle of this fight. And this Dragon Knight is less than half health down. And that's a very bad position they want to be in. They still have a good, 45 seconds left on this Dragon Knight. And so they weren't able to take down the walls and the towers here. Jaina is taken down on Team Blizzard. So little health here from a Nubrek. They need to be very careful. If Jaina is gone, they don't need to worry about all that AoE damage. They can actually engage a lot harder. So I think they've kind of figured it out here on Wildwood. They decided to focus Jaina a lot more, and I think it's really going to pay off for their team. But Zagara's back in these fights, right? Because Vikings are in here shooting in the middle and in the top. So since she's able to actually leave that bottom lane, she's pretty deadly. She doesn't do as much damage as Jaina, but she does a ton of damage up on her own right. If we look, Jaina's actually done quite a bit of hero damage, 53,000. But Zagara's done, or 43,000, but Zagara's actually done the most at 52,000. So she's definitely a contender here for hero damage. Looks like 19 to 19. Team Blizzard's about to get their ultimates, so Wildworks needs to be very, very careful. That level 20 talent really does make a difference. It's similar to level 10 when they come in and they have their ultimates. If you look at healing, Rhaegar's done 49,000. Uther's done 31,000. I would say that I've seen a lot of clutch plays from Uther, and Rhaegar probably does a little bit more sustain because his heals actually hit 3 targets. Looks like they were thinking about coming down here for the Bruiser camps. They're probably going to come in here and get rid of these tumors. It looks like Olaf was taken out up here in the top lane by Vala, and she's going to actually clear out this mess and protect the top lane. So Blizzard has done a fantastic job of putting enough pressure on Wildworks to not have them come in and actually take any of the Fortune Keep. Oh, and the Hinterland Blast! So many clumps up right here. The Vengeful Spirit coming down and Ancestral Healing. Uther is taken down. Johanna is controlling the entirety of Wildworks over here. And Vengeance comes down on a Nubrek. He is able to get away from Zebo. Is he going to be focused down? And Nubrek is taken down, and Zebo's taken down. So such good engagements here. Such close fights. Look at the health. Rhaegar's having a hard time keeping everybody alive, but somehow he does. Wow. Amazing team engagements. Both of them hit level 20 at a decent amount of time. I don't know if that really made that much of a difference in that engagement. Look at this on Blizzard. We have Bolt of the Storm from 3 members. We've got it from our Zagara, Vala, and Jaina, which are very good picks. And both Johanna and Rhaegar went with Storm Shield. Very good picks there because they're always in the middle of those fights. Oh, is Vaser going to be able to get it off? He does! And he fully heals himself, and 3 Vikings against the Vala can actually take him down. I want to see how this goes in that Bolt of the Storm right there. Is he going to be able to do anything? James coming in for some support. Oh, she's going to be able to focus him down. Oh, that was such good play from both teams there. I was wondering if the Vikings were going to be able to take him out. Looks like we've got Uther and Falstad left on the team. They've got to defend. They've got to take care of this Bruiser camp here at the top. They cannot let them get pushed. Now, Falstad has an interesting opportunity here. Is he going to defend? Or is he going to go for the shrines? Because right now with the shrines being activated at this level of the game, it can be very dangerous to see what happens. I didn't look at the level 20 talents for Wildworks. I'll go and do that really quickly. We've got the Squeal reduces Lost Viking death time of about 50 seconds. Annihilating Spirit, so the second level for Vengeful Spirit. Bulwark of Light, so Divine Shield, we got an upgrade. And Hinterland Blast got an upgrade, and Hardened Shields from Nubrak was actually put there as well. So the third Dragonite is coming in for Blizzard Entertainment. Olaf is taken down here at this top line by Jaina. She just comes in here and pushes, and then leaves it alone. Why? Because the objective is more important, the Dragonite. And the Dragonite has a lot of health still. They're not focusing it down like they did before. Ring of Frost comes down. Oh, and Nubrak is in such a bad position, and Hinterland Blast doesn't do enough to actually deter them. So Nubrak is down, and the Lost Vikings, looks like one of them is actually out of the count right now. It's a very interesting skill. There's a lot of noise there. Oh, we've got a Maw coming in and actually trapping in, it looks like Falstead. But not enough follow-up there. They were focusing on that keep. So one keep has gone down on Team Wildworks. They're going to push the core. They're not going to have enough time here with the Dragonite. Seriously down there, they'll take it down. They might go through shields, but yeah, I don't know. It looks like Olaf is pushed down here, but they've got the entirety of Team Blizzard. The shields do go down. We're down to 70-something%. Team Wildworks need to just push in here as hard as they can and actually push us, but it looks like they're not going to have enough. And this game is going to go to Team Blizzard. What a good match. A lot of good back and forth. Some seriously good team fights going on in this. Man, what a pleasure to actually cast this. This has been freaking awesome. Really good matches here from the Studio Rumble tournament. So let's go ahead and jump in here and take a look here real quick at the stats. It looks like Lost Vikings did 90, almost 100,000 siege damage. So XP contribution from the Lost Vikings was astronomical. Holy crap. Dang. Oh, I'm so... He has started to perfect playing the Lost Vikings. I don't even know how he keeps up with that APM. Nazeebo from Team Wildworks did the most hero damage at 51,000 for their team. We've got Uther did 42,000 healing. And Anubrak tanking for 67,000 damage. We did have 6 deaths from Vikings, which is really just, you know, not that big a deal. But Anubrak had quite a few deaths because he peeled a lot for his team. He had a lot of takedowns here as well, so he was taking quite a bit of damage. If we look at Team Blizzard, we also had Zagara. Zagara doesn't always hit the top, right? I was expecting her to do the top hero damage just because where she was sitting near about that 16 level mark in the game. But she had the more utility of all the team members of the Blizzard team. They kept going down to that bottom lane, bringing it back up to the middle lane as well. So she was a lot more versatile than some of the other players on the team. She only died a couple times here as well. It looks like Vala didn't die at all. We've got a zero. We've got a goose egg right there for Vala for Team Blizzard. I thought Vikings were going to take them down. Jaina did the most hero damage at 66,000. Vala did the most siege damage at 138,000. That is an astronomical amount of siege damage for one match. Johanna did quite a bit herself, and she was able to push those lanes very hard there at the top. I think a lot of that siege damage came during the late game when that top just kept getting pushed and she kept just not letting them go to the towers. And the one time minions went to the towers, Vala went up and cleared them out. So Team Blizzard was actually very aware of that lane. Johanna tanked for 47,000 and Rhaegar healed for 74,000. So some really good heals from Rhaegar. And let's go ahead and take a look at the talents that they we looked at most of the ultimates, so let's just go ahead and look at those real quick. Not the whole gambit here, but we can take a look at them. So one thing to note, Anubrak did take Regeneration Master. I wish I could have seen the stacks, but I wasn't able to. So Lost Vikings went with the Play Again, and Vaser used that to his advantage quite a bit. A lot of people go with the boat because it's fun, but he uses it to actually stay in the match even more, and actually went with the sequel. Did I just call that the Squeal earlier? Am I ridiculous? Oh dear. Anyway, allowed him to stay in the fight. So, you know, his deaths don't matter as much, but, you know, they start to add up. But either way, he didn't want downtime, and he did a good job of actually jumping back into the fight, pushing those shrines, and doing quite well. Nazeebo went with both of the Ravenous Spirit talents here as well. Uther went with Divine Shield and the Bulwark of Light. It lasts longer, and the cooldown is reduced, so you can use it more often. Falstad went with Hinterland Blast and the second talent for Hinterland Blast, which doubles the range and deals 25% more damage. We had Locust Swarm from Anubrak, and then he went with Hardened Shield. And I think Anubrak was reacting to the fact that their team was focusing him quite a bit, and he was peeling like crazy. So he was doing his job, which means he needed to have a lot more sustain. So Zagara went with Devouring Maw, but then also went Bolt of the Storm, which all three of these players went Bolt of the Storm to give themselves a mobility so they can disengage in these situations. I think a lot of the reason they did that was Johanna was in a different lane on some of those engagements. So they needed a way to actually back off because they didn't have a full tank with them at all moments. But Johanna definitely did a good job there. So Ring of Frost was picked by Jaina. This one's a bit, it depends on your team. And since they had a pre-made team, you can definitely go Ring of Frost and do quite well and have a good follow-up there from your teammates. But sometimes Ring of Frost is a bit lost on like quick batches and stuff like that. Vala went with Rain of Vengeance and again, Bolt of the Storm. We had Johanna going with Falling Sword, which really gave her more mobility. But I didn't see it in too many like clutch plays of really getting stuff done. But at the same time, they had enough lockdown with Ring of Frost and Maw that she did not need to go with the Divine Shield that actually stuns. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It's a skill shot. And then Storm Shield as well, which gives a shield to all the allies in the area as well. Rhaegar went with Ancestral Healing, which is a fantastic talent to go into, and Rhaegar just went healing. Heals more, regenerates more. And then Cleanse, and yeah, Rhaegar went just straight up heals and utility and went with Storm Shield as well. So if we look at the stats, we got the talents, the summaries there. So thanks everybody for joining. That was a fantastic match from the Studio Rumble tournament. Hopefully we'll get a few more matches to actually cast. Definitely like, favorite, subscribe this video. Leave something in the comments. Let everybody know the tournament is going on. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.